Today we're going to look at ratios, rates and the unitary method. To solve problems using the unitary method, find the value for one part in a ratio or the rate per 1 unit for a rate. And once you know the value of one part or the rate per unit, the value of any number of parts or units can be found by multiplying up. So if we find the value of one part and we need 10 parts, we just multiply up by 10. If we find the value of the rate per 1 unit and we need the rate per 50 units, then we multiply by 50. Some examples. A truck uses 4 litres of petrol to travel 36 kilometres. How far will it travel if it uses 70 litres of petrol? It's useful to know this because 70 litres of petrol might be a full tank, and maybe we want to know exactly what our range is for our truck with a full tank of petrol. So let's look at this problem first. So we've got 36 kilometres per 4 litres. So for every 4 litres, we can travel 36 kilometres. Divide both of them by 4 to find the rate per 1 unit, the rate per litre. So 9 kilometres per 1 litre means that for every litre, we can travel 9 kilometres, 9 kilometres per litre. If we then need to find 70 litres, all we need to do is multiply that rate by 70. So multiplying our 1 litre by 70 gives 70 litres, and 9 times 70 is 630 kilometres. So that means the truck will travel 630 kilometres on 70 litres of fuel, of petrol. Let's look now at Melissa. Melissa works at the supermarket and earns a certain amount for a 4-hour shift, and we're looking at how much she earns in cents per minute. So $57.60 for a 4-hour shift, so $57.60 per 4 hours. If we divide both of those by 4, we can find the rate per hour. So for 1 hour, she earns $14.40. And we found that by dividing the hours by 4 and $57.60 by 4. That's $14.40. Now, what we need to realise is that we don't want the actual units to be dollars per hour. If we did, we'd have the answer. We've got her wage in dollars per hour. We need to convert it to cents per minute. That's what we're required to look at. She wants to know, and we want to know exactly how many cents she earns every minute. So we need to convert the $14.40 to cents, and that's 1,440 cents, because there are 100 cents in $1. And we need to know in minutes, so we know there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So she earns 1,440 cents per 60 minutes. We don't want per 60 minutes though, we want per 1 minute, so if we divide both of them by 60, 60 minutes divided by 60 will be the per minute, per 1 minute, and the 1,440 cents divided by 60 will be the number of cents she earns per minute. So 24 cents is what we get when we divide 60 into 1,440 cents. So that means Melissa earns 24 cents per minute, 24 cents every minute. Second example, this is quite a complex one and a difficult one, but it's very easy once we can break it down into smaller parts. We can use that as a strategy and try and find a pattern as well. So we have 3 water hoses. And they come from 3 different taps and they're used to fill a swimming pool. The first hose alone, so by itself, it takes 200 hours to fill the pool without the other hoses. The second hose alone by itself takes 120 hours to fill the pool, so less time. So obviously the second hose is filling faster. And the third hose alone takes 50 hours to fill the pool. Once again, this third hose obviously going a lot faster. So we've got 3 hoses and each one flows at a different rate. So it's putting water in either faster or slower than the others. And we want to know how long it's going to take if we use all 3 hoses at once, if we combine them all together and use them all to fill the pool, and see if it will take less time than just one of the hoses by itself. So if we look at hose 1, it takes for one pool to be filled, so for the pool to be filled, it takes 200 hours. So let's have a look at that per hour. Let's convert them all to per hour and we'll see how much of the pool it can fill in just 1 hour. So hose 1 can fill 1/200th of the pool per hour, and I did that by dividing the 200 hours by 200 to get 1 hour. 1 divided by 200 is going to be 1/200th. I do the same with hose 2, 1 pool per 120 hours. So if we divide by both of them by 120, we get the rate per hour. 1/120th of the pool is filled in 1 hour. And the last one, we've got one pool per 50 hours. Dividing both of them by 50, we see the hose 3 fills at 1/50th of the pool every hour. So if we combine those together, combine all of the rates together, we add each of the rates of each of the hoses together because we're going to be using them together. 1/200th plus 1/120th plus 1/50th. Adding them up in a calculator gives 1/30th. So we get 1/30th of a pool per hour with all of the hoses combined. If I don't want to find out 1/30th of the pool load, I want to find one pool. So for one pool to be filled, I need to find what I can multiply 1/30th by to get 1. And we know that if I multiply that by 30, it's going to get me one pool. So I multiply that by 30, multiply 1 hour by 30, and it's one pool per 30 hours. So 3 hoses together will take 30 hours to fill the pool.